so today, the first kind of real day of my 90-day challenge is a rest day. Bear with me, because I got reasons for that. I want to keep with a specific schedule, and it's not too different or dissimilar to the schedule that the Boogeyman and I've already been keeping anyway. And part of it's dictated by the work that his coach gives him. But part of it's dictated by the schedules that we keep and the races that we wanted to do in the past. So it seems to work, so I'm going to stick with that schedule. It also happens to line up kind of with some of the advice that Dylan Johnson gives on his channel with regards to how to structure a week, with one small exception. So let me break this down for you. I got my trusty whiteboard right here, and you'll notice that I have Sunday through Saturday, and I have 4 weeks, roughly 1 month. The way that I'm going to structure each of these workouts, or each of these weeks, is quite simple. Week 1, Sunday, which is actually 2 days from today. Today's Friday. This video will go up likely on Saturday, but today's Friday. So Fridays are rest days, and that's going to be the case on all Fridays. Easy. Mondays are rest days too. Easy, right? And when I mean easy, this is where I differ from what Dylan's offering as a suggestion, which is take 1 day completely off the bike. I won't be taking 1 day completely off the bike, but I'll be doing a workout like this that is super easy, super easy. Boogeyman's coach calls it glass cranks. I think a lot of people have used that term. And the idea is that you want to imagine that your cranks are made out of glass, and if you pedal too hard, it just smashes your cranks. So the idea is you go easy. Yeah, my heart rate's probably a little higher than I want it to be, but again, talking while riding, it bumps your heart rate up because you got to breathe more. But generally, I want my heart rate to never get above maybe 100, 110 beats a minute, and keep it low on those glass cranks day. Mondays and Fridays. So let's fill in some of these blanks. Sundays, we do our coffee shop ride. I'll put a C, coffee shop ride. Now, unfortunately, with most of the coffee shops being closed, the coffee shop's down in my kitchen. Just so happens I have a wicked espresso machine, and I make it a wicked espresso, so we can do that. Whether we're doing it here on Zwift or whether we're doing it there. The idea of this ride right here will become a little bit more evident with some of the stuff we do later, but also it's to have fun. At the end of the day, if Boogeyman and I aren't having fun, I keep gesturing this way, he's sitting on the bike right there, and I'm riding along with him right now. If we're not having fun, we're not doing this right. There's no point in doing it. So the coffee shop ride is our opportunity to do just that. We go out and we do maybe anywhere between 25 and 40 miles. If we want to try to smash a KOM or have a little bit of fun, we do that. If we are just feeling lazy, we do that. We just go out and soft pedal for 2 hours. So that's the idea with Sunday, is to have that fun, have a coffee shop ride, get coffee. There's nothing wrong with that. Monday, rest day. Now, Tuesday, for the first week, I'm going to put an 8. This is on a scale of 1 to 10. This is how hard the workout's going to be. An 8. So, according to my FTP right now, I'll say it's 260, because honestly, I probably could have eked out 1 more watt. I probably could have eked out a few more, but it is what it is. We'll say 260. In this case, I'm going to be targeting an 8 out of 10 RPE, rate of perceived effort, for a workout for this Tuesday. For Wednesday, I'm going to maybe say that I still want to do a solid workout, but I'm not going to kill myself. So Wednesday is going to be a 5.5 out of 10. And then Thursday is maybe going to be a 7 out of 10. So my super hard exercise is going to be on Tuesday. A pretty hard exercise is going to be on Thursday. And a medium exercise is going to be on Wednesday. And then Saturdays, base miles. This is where I'm getting distance in and time on the bike. 3 to 5 hours on the bike at a solid pace. Now, this isn't kill yourself pace. You know, if we want to do something fun where we smash segments, Sundays are going to be it. Saturdays, I'm going to really focus on maybe averaging 200 watts for 3 hours, or for 3.5 hours, 4 hours, which we've done. We do that on a pretty regular basis anyway. We usually do about 2 to 2.5 hours at that pace. We're going to ramp that up. So 3 to 4, 4 to 5 by the time we get down here. Now, I don't want to just copy paste from here to here to here to here. What I really want to do is say, the next week, that's going to be a 9 out of 10. I got to boost it, right? I got to work on bringing that up. That'll be a 6 out of 10. We'll call this a 7 out of 5 out of 10, or 7.5 out of 10. And then this third week is going to be a 10 out of 10 on Tuesday. I'm going to be saying a lot of bad words. You're going to hear a lot of bleeps on the video because I'm going to really work hard on this one. I'm going to call this a 7, and we'll call this an 8. So this week is going to be brutal. What about the following week? A bunch of rest. 3 progressive weeks where I load, and then the 4th week where I rest. Now, I'm going to do base, base, and base. Now, we'll still do on that Sunday a coffee shop ride, because again, I think it's important to just have fun. Although it may just be a very easy soft pedaling day coffee shop ride, and we'll still do base, but again, maybe not targeting 200 watts, maybe targeting a little bit less, because then what I'll shoot for is the following month. This is January. The following month, February, I'm gonna bump this up. So I'm still going to keep the same rate of perceived effort, but I'm going to have to either assume that my FTP has gone up a few points, or I'm going to have to test myself, which, you know, I may do after this day, on this base mile day. I may do it on that Sunday, leading into the next break or the next period of work. So this is what my schedule is going to look like. I'll tell you more about all of what this is, what each of these workouts is going to be. I'll tell you that later, but that's essentially what the structure is going to be. Coffee shop, easy, very hard, moderate, hard, very easy, base miles. Lather, rinse, repeat, 3 times. Then you come into that 4th one, rest. Here I am today on a rest day, and my goal is to do a very light workout, just keep the legs moving. Any lactic acid or any crap I've got built up in my legs, I want to undo that, and that's the whole purpose of this. I will tell you, one of the hardest things that I have had to do on glass cranks rides is swallow my ego. Whether it's on Zwift or whether it's outside, you know, somebody blows past you, and you know that you could definitely take them, right? I mean, they're on a 30-year-old steel bike. I mean, come on, man. They're riding 35 millimeter wide tires, and they got their helmet on backwards. You gotta let it go. And that's the hardest part for me, is we all got egos. And that's probably one of the biggest places that I fail, is on a rest day, just letting it go. So I'm gonna try it. If I am outside riding, which, you know, if the weather doesn't suck, right now it sucks, I'll be outside riding instead, even if it sucks. You know, Boogeyman and I are trying to figure out tomorrow, the weather's supposed to be like 1.5 inches of rain. Are we gonna ride outside for 3 to 4 hours, or are we gonna do 2.5 hours on the trainer? We'll find out. Let's talk a little bit about food too. So a mistake that some people are gonna make is on a light workout day, that they may think that they don't have to necessarily eat that much food. And granted, yeah, you're not burning as many calories as we did, you know, on a heavy workout day. There's a couple different components to what food does for you. Number one, of course, it helps in repairing and rebuilding and refilling you after you've depleted some of your reserves. That's true. And as such, we don't need to eat, massive burgers or steaks or anything of that nature. Of course, food also supplies nutrients to help you live. So yes, eating good food is kind of important. But food also helps to fuel you for the next day. And since tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to do some base workout. I'm really looking to have as much nutrition going into tomorrow without being overly full. So I don't want a whole lot of fats and really a whole lot of proteins. Proteins are probably okay for this, but I don't need a huge amount of animal protein. I'm not vegan by any stretch of the imagination. I don't eat a lot of meat, but I'm not vegetarian or vegan. I just do a lot of plant-based dieting and find that it works well for me. If I am going to eat meats, I probably have red meat maybe once a month, if that. Ooh. Hey, last night was New Year's Eve. May as well make a vinaigrette out of some champagne. Fake champagne. But yeah, I don't do a whole lot of red meat. Maybe once a month, maybe once every other month. These are brand new. Gotta take the top, just a little bit of mustard. Binds the whole thing together. Vinaigrettes are one of my favorite things to make. They're actually very simple. You want an acid, which I used vinegar and champagne, both are acidic. You need a binding agent, mustard or egg white. Mustard works well for me. You need something that's going to add some sweetness to it. I'm not a firm believer that agave syrup is naturally better for you. It's still sugar. Sugar's not that bad for you. We're going to consume a lot of it in life. And then you need a fat. And of course you need salt. I haven't bought a salad dressing in over 10 years. I think that store-bought salad dressings are terrible. And making your own vinaigrettes is crazy easy and way more healthy. You can add any seasoning you want to this. Just remember an acid, a fat, something sweet, something like sugar, and salt. That makes a good vinaigrette. I use kosher salt. It takes a minute for it to break down, but it will break down in that acid. Taste. These more sweet. New container. A little bit goes a long way. I can add some spices to this. If you've got some spice mixes you like, toss them in here. Dried spice mix works great. But in general, I'm just going with something really simple this time. This is going to be a very simple salad. I want the flavors of the salad to show through. I mixed in some grains. These are farro and pearl barley. Both of them I just roasted in a pan together and then cooked lightly in some chicken stock in a rice cooker for about 45 minutes. And they get tossed in the salad. It'll make it a nice hearty salad with lots of good complex carbohydrates and protein. That's good. That's good. Set that aside. Kumquats, like little oranges. You can eat these whole. It's got a great balance of sweet and tart. If you're in Southern California, they literally have these trees of kumquats growing all over the place. You can just go pick them. These aren't that ripe, so they have a little bit of tartness to them. But that's all right, my dressing's a little sweet. So having a little sweet and a little tart goes well together. Something I did a long time ago, about 10 years ago, that one's no good, was studied for a while with a chef to learn how to cook, because I ate very badly. I ate very poorly. And I mean very poorly. Chips and these aren't very ripe. It's unfortunate. Still totally edible. It's a little bitter. But yeah, I ate very poorly. I mean, steak, red meat, 5-6 times a week. Fried everything. Wasn't very good. Lots and lots of pasta, which I love pasta, but it wasn't the good stuff. I was eating the bad stuff. So that's why I was overweight. And that's when I realized that it's because I didn't know how to cook and I didn't know how to appreciate good food. I'm tossing some fresh walnuts. I'm gonna add a little bit of crunch to this. I'm just gonna break them up. I don't think you can have too much in the way of nuts and seeds in a salad. I like a little bit of crunch. And a secret weapon, goat cheese. Love me some goat cheese. Simply toss that around, make sure the proportions are good. This is arugula, it's a base. I love arugula. Actually, I'm strangely getting fresh arugula in my garden right now. I don't imagine it tastes very good in the middle of the winter. But it does like the cold, so maybe. Heavier stuff's gonna fall to the bottom, so you're gonna have to pick that up and rotate it. Now you notice there's a metric crap ton of salad here. That's good. I'm hungry. Boogeyman's hungry. So we're gonna eat the crap out of this. It's definitely easy to overdress a salad, so a little bit at a time. That'll be plenty, actually. You want the salad to be a little bit moist looking, but you don't want it to be wet. It makes it soggy and gross. So, here is my rest day salad. Easy to make. You probably could just follow along with what I did in the video and make it yourself if you really wanted to. This will be super tasty, and I'm looking forward to it. It's not vegan, but I never claimed to be. So, all right. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining in. I'm looking forward to getting this thing started. Again, this is just really kind of day one. We'll see what everything looks like on day 90. Thanks. See you all later.